state my case because I was like, I feel like I said something at some point, and I don't know when, but I saw the clip and then it was going viral, and then like I went back to watch their show to go, okay, was it after ha kind of like, Noodles is a good guy, buddy, stone cold face. Like,
okay, we got to play it. Okay, let's play it. Here it
Okay,
is. All right, so this is the Barn Burner podcast, right? Rhett Warner and you going on all the time.
Yeah,
Great guys.
Pinder,
they cover the Pinder. They cover the Flames and hockey in general. We've had Rhett on a bunch. We love him.
Good friends.
And Rhett Warner was obviously really close with Rob Ray. I'm assuming they were teammates for a long time in Buffalo, right? Played in the Cup final together. So Rob Ray, the Sabres were out west. They were in Calgary. So Rob, I'm sure Rhett said, hey, will you come in and hang out with us and do the podcast? And Rob Ray's a big personality in the game, and sat down, and somehow Noodles came up, and this is what transpired.
I got a problem with him.
Do you? Oh, because he called you big head?
Called me mascot head. And I will see that guy.
I'll write that down.
Mascot head. He took something that was funny, personal.
Take this clip.
And that will be addressed. Noodles.
Dude, if I'm you, I am Lloyd Christmasing this and claiming that O said that or I said that. And I am staying as far away from this guy as possible.
And here's the crazy thing. Sam Cicerello sends me a note because he saw the clip and he goes, you're between the benches with him next week, like December 23rd.
Frigging God.
Dude, that guy, I don't know if the three of us could take him. Like,
no, you are correct.
I don't
Unless
think so.
we did an old high school move where I bent down behind him and you pushed him over. And then Noodles kicked him in the head.
No,
and
he would still beat us up. He would first of all, he would stuff me in a garbage can. He would throw Hayes over the glass, and I don't know what he would do to you, But like
now he's heard the squirt the bottle thing. He's probably coming for you. He probably remembers that from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So did you guys iron this out, or like where did this even come from?
I don't remember. Here's the thing. I've worked with him several times. I love the guy, and I actually was like, listen, if I said something, I need to apologize right away because you disarm people with the truth. I do remember saying something like that, though, so I should own it. I should say, like, he's a big guy. I remember being between the benches with him one time and looking around him because he's just so big. So I might have said, like, hey, he's like a mascot, head like a mascot. I don't remember the actual clip, but I know, and I will admit, I feel like those words came out of my mouth. I don't know when, though. Like, I think it was a couple years ago. That's the weird thing. This guy might be doing like, he might have taken a number from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Because the weird thing is every time I'm in Buffalo, he's always in the trainer room and we're between the benches where I'll go say hi to him, hang out. Like, he's never confronted me about it. Now, I feel like somebody's brought it to his attention, and now he's annoyed.
The problem with this guy is that looked like it was more than just, me and Noodles are going to have
See, because I watched before and after the live clip because I was like, okay, I need context. So Boomer goes, as a GM, they were talking about long contracts and getting away from players that don't really live up to their contract. And he goes, like our buddy Noodles says, you have to be a sociopath as a general manager. And he goes, Noodles? And he goes, yeah. He goes, Jamie McLennan. He goes, I got a problem with that guy.
Oh, that triggered him, man. Dude, that's like...
So then, here's the other part. He says that clip that you just played, and then I'm waiting for Rhett and Boomer to go, great guy, friend of the show, all of that. They just go, all right, transition, literally transition.
That's so greasy.
There was no defending me, no going, Noodles is a funny guy, joking around, whatever. It literally is like, change topic, this guy, we do not want to head down that path. So he just sat there for a second, and then they pivoted onto something else. There was no laugh. There was no nothing. So I was like, okay, I know he's joking. He's got a really, kind of dark sense of humor. But part of me is like, want to call Marty Biron and go, is this guy going to be waiting for
Dude,
it?
I'll tell you, my next phone call is to Sam Cicerello and saying, I'm actually not between the benches. I'm in the press box with whoever's calling the game, possibly Gord or Kenzie.
Or furthermore, I think I'm coming down with the flu and I won't be available next week. Like, the Rob Ray flu is a real thing, man.
Yes.
It was a real thing in the 90s, and I think it's got to be.
Call Mike Johnson and say, on the 23rd, I'll have a massive dump in my shorts, and I will be sick as a dog, and I'm not going to Ottawa.
Oh, my God.
I just, I just need to get an apology to him.
Get it out there from all of us, because we don't want anything to do.
I am not dealing with any type of Rob Ray. I was not associated with it. We said it.
Yeah, you guys are doing the, you know, like that. But
that's who it basically is. Cam Neely and Rob Ray, two guys I have no interest in crossing.
He's the sea bass right now.
Yeah.
And it just, like I say, I can't remember saying it. I can't remember when. But I do believe, and I will own it.
It might have been a hockey head conversation, right? We talk about big heads, hockey heads, you know, and Rob Ray, you know, like he's
such a massive
man.
And he's an
dude.
Intimidating guy. Like
dude, that team, that Buffalo team with him and May, Barnaby, they had Brad May, Matthew Barnaby, and Rob Ray. Just causing havoc.
Was Ray Emery on that team with them too, or no?
Ray would have come in later. I don't remember Ray Emery being on that team. Like in the 90s, it was like Mayday and Rob Ray, and like those guys were so tough. Those games were so crazy. Like the Leafs used to play Buffalo. It'd be a home and home. Buffalo on Friday, Toronto on Saturday, and there'd be 12 fights combined in both games.
Well, that's the thing. And you know, watching him talk, and apparently he's very friendly and buddies with Ty Domi. He's like, people think that we hate each other. He goes, hey, we fought 100 times or whatever. But he
hates you. He doesn't hate Ty Domi. He hates you.
No problem with Ty Domi.
He doesn't hate me. I think he said he has a problem with me.
And it will be addressed.
Buddy, there's only one thing to do, man. Like, you got to deal with this like a big boy. You got to call Rob Ray and say, there's a game coming up. Are we going to do this, or is there a serious problem here? Because I don't remember saying mascot head.
Yeah.
I think you called him Buffalo head.
No, I think I said.
So you did say mascot
I can't believe Rhett Warner, your boy, didn't save you, though. I mean, that's what's shocking to me. Like, if we were in a similar scenario.
Buddy, if Rob Ray knows that he said mascot head, what's Rhett Warner going to do?
Rhett can at least soften it a little bit. Noodles jokes around. He calls me this all the time. Like, I jumped to something.
Second. Is mascot head really egregious?
I don't think so.
Because it's not like we've got Brian. What is Brian McCabe's nickname on our team, or on our show? What is it?
Ass face.
Yes. So,
which is much more offensive, but we're not afraid of Kaber. Kaber's not
right.
Like Kaber's a tough guy, but Rob Ray is a different category of human being.
My brother is a police officer, works at the airport. He was at customs, and he said, I saw this guy coming through with bad hair, and I looked up, and it was ass face.
Nice.
I said, how was his hair? And he said, terrible.
Like about Kaber's taking shrapnel now. We're talking about Rob Ray.
But I guess my point is there has to be context to it. I believe it might have been when he got the puck in the face. I was like, hey,
that was crazy.
Hard to hit that. You know, his big head like a mascot, something like that. But I should apologize.
Okay.
And I will. But
we love Rob Ray.
We love Rob Ray. But
love him.
If he took offense to it and maybe is like pissed about it, then I should just go at it and be a man.
Go in there, just Van Gundy it, grab him by the leg.
Here's what we got to do.
Van Gundy him.
4:45.
Yeah.
We got to call Rob Ray.
You think we can call him? All right, let's try to get him on. Yeah, they've been out west, right? They beat the Oilers last night.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Edmonton yesterday, Struddy and O had them winning the President's Trophy because they won 2 games. And last night they stink again.
I know.
And it's what? I can't figure it out.
My buddy Chuck Knobloch was up there, and he's like, nothing to panic about here. I was like,
that's the thing, though. Buffalo is better than their record. I keep telling you guys that. They are better than their record.
By the way,
they played the night before, though, right?
Buffalo's terrible, but guys, if you look at the standings, they're not that terrible.
No.
They're on a heater away from climbing up the standings.
I keep coming back to it, and it's not defending anything or pointing at it. This is a weird year where you're literally like this turnover, guys.
Wow, that's Steve Smith, dude.
Well, It is.
At least Steve Smith tried to make a play. That's just stupidity.
Now Steve Smith's going to hate my guts.
Exactly.
Apologies.
Like, let's
stop using analogies and talking about people.
Exactly. But they didn't deserve 1 point. They got one because they turned it on in the third period. It was 3 Cobb, and they had nothing going. They just were really lethargic, and Buffalo played them hard. And then in the third, they said, okay, we're going to wake up here. And the funny part about it is if you look at the tying goal, like Bouchard makes an unreal play, like to get it to Nugent Hopkins. It's just that's the weird
Noodles,
part.
when you don't beat Buffalo, it's the same as Winnipeg went in there. They got smoked by Buffalo. It's closed-door meeting. They're the team when they wheel through town. Yeah. You're expected to get 2 points because basically everyone else in the league is.
And they played the night before. There was no excuses. You're on home ice. Thing is, though, that's
they played the night before, and
now.
everybody on the broadcast out there was saying this team's give a crap meter was basically non-existent, and they somehow flipped the switch and got it done.
Well, again, we could do the coaches meter because everything's flipped. Right? Travis Green was top of the world 2 weeks ago. He is miserable right now.
Oh, man.
He is miserable. Marty St. Louis, they're calling up Jacob Fowler in Montreal because they can't get a stop. Because Dobish and Montembeault are terrible right now. So they're like, call this guy up. We'll go 3 goalies, and you got to play him. If you're calling Fowler up, you're obviously going to play him. He's 21 years old.
He's good, too. He's going to be – I think that kid has a chance to be really –
Doors
really
wide
good.
Open for him, right? Like, they're not committed to Dobish or Montembeault. But they're looking at it like, who's going to give us stops? Who can find a way to get us into the playoffs? Again, it's December still. But within this division, we keep focusing on the Atlantic naturally, and the Maple Leafs are no different. Every team has warts. Every team has been in a dark place, and the division is wide open. It's who can give me some stops and give me some breathing room so we can feel good about ourselves.
It might be who can be play the best in the last 10 days of the season.
Well, that might come down to what happens.
You know how we have that saying, or there's a saying, in hockey where it's like one of those nights where it's like, okay, last shot on goal is going to win that game that night. It might be who's going to have a 5-game stretch in April that gets you. I look at it. And
well, what's up with Ottawa, Noodles? Like you're around the team. Like
you know what?
Allmark's struggling and Pinto's hurt.
They deserved better last night. They were 3 for 3 on the power play, 3 for 3 on the penalty kill. They outchanced them. They did all these things. You know what they did? Egregious. Like we were just talking about Evan Bouchard. There were 2 egregious errors that they beat themselves. I don't know if you saw the goals or whatever, but there was Cotter gets a goal where there's a bad exchange with Spence and Stützle, and he goes in on a breakaway. 3-3 near the end of the game. Clevin goes to move it over to Spence. Connor Brown had 3 assists yesterday. Mind you, good guy, said to say hi.
Love
awesome.
It. Shout
but
out.
here's the turnover. That's
Normal-sized head. Normal-sized head on
great
Connor
guy.
Brown.
We love Connor.
Him.
So there's the turnover right here. Like that's just
That's stupidity.
Well, you know what? It's the
Jamie.
It's
that was the
casual.
play that was the play yesterday where I was talking to Struddy about that, where he talks about you got to practice X's and O's. You got to practice all this structure, and I said. Wrong. A lot of it is stupidity, and that is a prime example of it right there. What you're doing thinking about making that type of pass or what Evan Bouchard is doing behind the net, you don't need practice at. You don't need anything drilled to your head. It's just casual. It's lazy. It's stupid. It's stupid hockey, and that's what's going on, and it must drive coaches nuts.
I believe, and you're right, but I also think I keep hearing it, and I'm not just talking to coaches that are losing. You're talking to coaches that are having success. I had a good chat with Glenn Gulletson. He's like, man, the schedule, like they keep saying schedule, like they can't keep, like the product of hockey, it's weird. There's some great games, and then there's just some weird dumbass play going on out there.
Someone used the golf analogy, and it's a perfect one. They're just, guys are pulling up on 2 wheels, driving right to the first tee and putting the peg in the ground. There's no warm-up. There's no practicing. There's no, I'm taking a day off to go work on my short game. It's just every single game is a round where you are there 2 minutes before tee time. Like, that's what it kind of feels like.
Great analogy.
And they, I look at those mistakes last night, and they're egregious. Allmark could mix in a stop. Like, he has really struggled this year.
Well, at home, too. Like, that's the one thing. They've lost 4 in a row at home. That's the concerning thing. But when you look at it, they're right around. Like Saturday night, they lose to San Jose or St. Louis, 2-1. Outchance them 22-8. They got goalied, so you can one off here or there. You see it out throughout the league. Last night, they had an opportunity. They scored on the power play. They get ahead. They're feeling like it's just they got to find a way to put it together like consistently. And I think we got Brady on today.
Yeah, Brady Tkachuk coming up at 5.
They're into Columbus. Like I'm doing that game tomorrow. Like there's no rest for the weary, and there's no feeling sorry for yourself. It's like, okay, you're right back at it tomorrow. What do you got?
Yes, and you have no time to breathe, man. It's that's why even the Leaf schedule, like they've had 2 days off here, so they could practice today. They got Celebrini in town, which there's a buzz, right? The next few nights, you got Celebrini here, then you got McDavid and Draisaitl on Saturday, and then you got Bedard early next week. Like these, if you're a season ticket holder, you've circled these games and said, get me down there. Like I can't wait to see these kids play. But you look at it today, the news out of practice, Bobby McMahon got suspended for a game, and Craig Berube not happy about it. We'll get to that. But William Nylander's been moved down to the third line, which I think it's telling. I mean, Berube's had enough of him. I know he keeps saying, hey, I love Will. It's driving him crazy. You could tell. And what's interesting about this is he said Berube, similarly to the way he described Nick Robertson and why he was out of the lineup the other night, he said it's just fallen off. It's fallen off. It's not where you need to be. And he said the same thing with this line, Cowan, Tavares, Nylander, but it's not the kid who's moving. It's the vet who's making 11.5 and is going to be here for the next 8 years. Like Willie, they're sending him down, and they're sending him to a line here with Joshua and Raw. There's nothing sexy about playing with those two guys. Nothing.
Right.
Like that is Craig Berube. Believe, as you guys know, Waugh and Joshua aren't going to change their game because Willie's there. They're not going to start trying to, jump the zone or, sauce passes over 2 lines and try to hit them, driving or whatever. That is a direct message from Craig Berube. You better start skating, working, and checking. And it's always Willie. Like it always comes back to him. They have a unique relationship, but he obviously, Berube is seeing something that he doesn't like.
Yeah, it goes back to, he's trying to get a jolt. You're trying to get his attention and wake him up a little bit. It worked at the beginning of the season. It didn't take long for Craig Berube to say, I think it was 4 games in, and maybe less, where he was like, he's not moving his legs, and we need more. We definitely need more. So I don't know. I don't think this would be like to create some depth on the top 3 lines because you're putting Nick Robertson in a spot. But at the end of the day, you're trying to get a jolt out of the player and see if he can respond. Like all my coaches, when I was pissed off, especially Paul Maurice, you got to go play the third line for a little bit, see how you like that. And then you got to go out there and bust your ass and finish checks. And you tip one in front of the net, and then all of a sudden you're back with your buddies again. So that's what he has to do. Whether you get that response, that'll be fascinating to see.
Well, and the other thing, too, you have the luxury of a practice day to send that message. Let's be honest. You know, this could be 8 minutes into the game and Willie's back somewhere else.
That's
you know
right.
what
It's
I mean?
a jolt in the dressing room, Jamie, because everybody knows what color of jerseys their line mates usually have. And when you see the different one when you walk in, everybody looks around, and if you're pissy, you're pissy, and if you get a different color jersey, you're moving up, you're a little bit happy. So that's when the jolt comes.
Yeah, that's it.
If that is the messaging.
I feel like the message is sent today. We'll see how things are in the morning. If they line up the same thing, it might be an optional tomorrow. But, if he starts the game like that, we should have a Jerry's if he ends the game on that line.
Not a chance in hell. I would say he doesn't get out of the first period on that line.
Which is fair, which means maybe he's, done something which he's capable of doing. That's the thing. He's capable of special plays, of special things that, this guy had an all-timer in overtime. That was, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago? When was that? It feels like it was a lifetime ago because there have been so many games put together. But, him starting on the third line today, maybe tomorrow, I'd be shocked if he's there by the end of the game tomorrow.
I think the hope is that he's not. Like, I think Craig Berube is not stupid. He knows he needs them and wants them to perform at a high level. I think it's interesting they're winning games, and he's still kind of leaning on them. But it'll be on Willie. If he's playing well and he is motivated, they'll move him up, of course. And he'll still play power play, and they'll find different shifts for him. Nylander's going to be fine. Like, he'll be fine. This happens. It comes and goes. He'll be fine. But it is interesting timing. And, again, I think it's a feather in the cap of Easton Cowan. You know, the obvious move was the line's not working, get the kid out of there. And they're leaving him. You know, they're giving him an opportunity to stay with John Tavares. We'll see how long that lasts. All right, Brady Tkachuk on the show today. The Lou Brown Awards making a return. We're doing the Lou Brown Awards today. We haven't done that in a while, so we'll do that at around 5:30. There's a lot of baseball news. There's more talent. There's more pop in the American League East. Pete Alonso signing a 5-year deal with the Baltimore Orioles. How do the Blue Jays respond? Keegan Matheson coming up. What did he see and hear out of the winter meetings? Where are the Jays going from here? Do they need Tucker? Do they need Bichette? We'll get into that more with Keegan and Brady Tkachuk coming up. Lou Brown Awards. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050N on TSN 4.
La Liga. Every game, all season on TSN Plus. Back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Yes, he's a 360 all the way around.
I just want to let you two know that doing this job, there's certain things that you might not sporting-wise do well, and you can't have any video evidence of it. And it's like you'll lose street cred. Like, Noodles, if there was a video of you golfing and you're awful, you can't have it go out into the atmosphere, because there was a video yesterday of Mad Dog playing basketball. And this guy, look at this guy, watch this. This guy talks sports as one of the legends of all time, and he goes and does.
Did he blow his Achilles out?
Dude, play it again, Joe. Just watch this guy. This guy is one of the legendary people that's talk sports. Don't know. When you do something like that, your street cred, it just goes down. You can't do
Evaporated.
Stephen A. Smith has done the same thing before.
Yeah,
He thinks he thinks he's MJ, and he goes out there and throws air balls, and it's like, stop it. Stop doing it. You can yap about it all day long. That was horrendous to look at. And just to see that guy, it's like, and you're going to talk about, play it one more time. I just want you to watch the end where it looks like he breaks both of his kneecaps.
Come on, man, dog.
And this guy's going to go on TV and talk about basketball. Look at it.
Wow.
That is outrageous.
Yeah, that is the most unathletic operation I think I've ever seen. The dribbles are off. What kind of shot was that?
I don't know, dude. It was like a one-handed three-point attempt.
It almost
and
looked
then
like a floater at the rim. Like,
come on, man, dog.
It's a half-court shot.
Look at him dribbling. Look at this dribbling.
One-handed flipper.
And then breaks both of his knees.
Yeah, that's disappointing for Mad Dog. Yeah, that's because he is an all-time personality. Like, Mike and the Mad Dog in New York was like the original sports radio.
Yes, you can't take away street cred like that.
I know.
No, but think about it. Like, if some people are like multi-sport people, they can, you played hockey, but you're good at golf. I'm sure you're good at a natural athlete. Like, I was a goalie. I was good at baseball because I was a good catcher. I could get behind. But, like, soccer, I wasn't very good. Football, you could get around. Golf, I know what to do. I just don't like doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I would shoot 150, but I wouldn't enjoy it. I've got
don't ever do it. Just don't.
I've
do
got
it.
a good stripe off the tee, though. I kind of
you can
know
hit a
what
drive,
to do.
like a little cut off the drive.
Yeah, but I don't have it, and I don't do it, and I don't claim to do it. But the thing is a guy like that, there is zero athetic. Like, that's the difference. Like,
crazy.
That is crazy to see that cat.
Well, and that's a sport that, like, golf is natural. Like, there's a lot of coordination. There's hand-eye. Golf is tough.
Right.
Like, golf is not – it's just like hockey. It's not natural. Like, if you had someone who's never skated, you can't be like, oh, that guy doesn't know how to skate. Yeah, no kidding. Like, that's a difficult sport. Right. Basketball, who doesn't know how to throw a ball that is going to look borderline athletic? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, within range of athleticism without blowing your ACL out at the end of the clip.
There's been some
it's
great
crazy.
athletes, Hayes, great athletes that get on a mound to throw a first pitch.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. They can't throw a baseball.
Basketball players, quarterbacks, hockey players. That first pitch, I'm telling you, man, it's a dangerous game, the ceremonial first pitch.
It is.
Because you're nervous.
I have buddies who are singers, and pretty famous ones, where they're like, I go, do you ever sing the anthem? They're like, no. Why would you ever sing the anthem?
Yeah, no chance.
It's a no-win situation, because if you're good, you're expected to. But if you're no good, then it's a meme. It's a clip.
Right.
Same thing. Why would you throw a first pitch out if it's not natural for you? You imagine if the Jays invited us to throw a pitch out, would you do it?
Absolutely.
I would.
You would do it? Do you think you'd throw a strike, dude?
Well, I think O could.
Do you think you'd throw a strike with those labrums on you? You'd be a disaster. You'd throw that thing down the third baseline.
I have a difficult time throwing a baseball. That is very true. I can't throw a football, and I have a difficult. But
so how are you going to do it?
I would figure out a way to not embarrass myself. Okay.
I would throw a strike. Like, I have full confidence.
You're George Bush all of a sudden?
I would throw a strike. I have full confidence that I can do that, would do that. But the nerves, man, like when I go to the Pro-Ams and stuff at the Canadian Open, it's nerve-wracking. They call your name out. There's a bunch of kids around. Like, I've seen some guys hit tee shots at a Pro-Am that are outrageous golf shots.
I'll tell you this. You want to talk about tee shots? Keegan Bradley and Scotty Vail were with him. After we talk to Keegan, I'm going to play you Tom Brady cold topping one.
I know it. One pebble.
Dude, it went 1 foot. A drive with a driver.
I know.
It went 1 foot, and there was a silence around the goat that was indescribable.
What is more mortifying, though? Topping it a yard, which is horrendous, or like sculling something into a crowd? I think it's worse, the crowd, because then
hitting a golf shot with a lot of people around. I had to hit a tee shot in a celebrity shootout, par 3, with Michael Jordan sitting 1 foot from me on a cooler of beer, and I almost crap my pants because I'm like, Michael Jordan is right there, and you just can't do anything stupid. And I folded the sod over it.
You did? You chunked it?
I folded the sod over it. I hit it 20 yards.
Oh, no.
Anyway, get to Keegan.
Mad Dog. The old
Mad dog.
The Mad Dog. All right, here's Keegan Matheson, MLB.com, live from beautiful Orlando, Florida. What's up, Keegan?
Fellas, doing well down here in Florida. How's everything up there?
Well, we're waiting for some news. I mean, the AL East is getting bolstered here, right? Pete Alonso, a big deal. That means Diaz left the Mets yesterday, and Alonso left the Mets today. I'm sure a big story is what the hell is New York doing. But what do you make of this move for the Orioles, and how might it affect the Blue Jays and the rest of the AL East and what they plan on doing?
This division sucks to be in, fellas. Like, I don't care how many times over the years players and coaches tell me, man, I love it. You want to play against the best. No, you don't. You would rather be in a division with 4 crappy teams and make the playoffs every year. I think the AL East next year could have 5 of the best teams in the American League again. It's going to be back to that. It's going to be a nightmare. And at least 4 of them are probably going to make the playoffs. Alonso, I love that the Orioles are finally spending money. They have the new owner who's got tons of cash. They need to spend it on pitching. I think they're going to. But the East is a nightmare, guys. Like, it is going to grind you down to dust. And next year is probably going to be the best we've seen it in a long old time, man. The Red Sox aren't done. It's going to be nasty.
Keegan, what's your take on the Bo Bichette situation? It's kind of fascinating how he's been a fan favorite, very popular guy that produced. His bat is very valuable. And I wonder how he's viewed, the team's interest in Tucker, if it pissed him off. Naturally, I think it would, because he wasn't the first priority, even over the pitcher Cease that was signed. Just kind of take us through the whole Bo Bichette scenario.
Yeah, man, there's no romance in free agency, right? It becomes business so quickly. And for Bo Bichette, a guy who is so beloved in Toronto, and he's coming off that home run, guys, off Ohtani in Game 7, that should be, it should have been behind Joe Carter's home run as the second biggest moment ever for this team. But because they lose, we're going to remember it differently. I'm curious where the Bichette market's at, guys, because when I look at a free agent, I kind of try to picture them in the middle and wonder which way it's going to go. Is this a free agent that teams are going to chase and really fall in love with? Or is it a free agent that teams are going to look at and poke holes in and try to bring that number down from where we think it's going to be? I think Bichette might be in that camp, where teams are looking at him and saying, well, he's not a shortstop. Well, he slowed down last year, and he already was not a fast runner. Like, when we think of shortstops, guys, you typically think more of an Andres Jimenez type who might not have Bichette's bat, but he's quick. He can steal you a base. He can help you in the bases. Bo's not going to do that, period. And it's okay if he's hitting, but I think the teams are going to be poking at that. And that's why I think if you're the Blue Jays, man, even though this part sucks, the business part, you might just let that market play out. And if it starts to collapse or sag a little bit, you get into it. But I don't get any sense that the Bo market is surging or really like running away and making him more money right now.
So outside the city of Toronto, the market of Toronto, is it basically the impression for the whole league that the Blue Jays are all in after the Cease signing and they seem to be in on everybody? Is that the impression the league is getting?
That's about it, guys. And the winter meetings, I mean, I typically don't have many good words to say about the winter meetings. There's a lot of BS that we don't do in other sports, and I can't stand it, frankly. But at the winter meetings, when you hear the odd real thing, there's still a lot of guys being attached to the Blue Jays. And I know it's been a quiet winter meetings for them, but it's all just about the order it happens in. If I came down here and they announced Dylan Cease and Cody Ponce here, we'd be saying, my God, they're the hottest offseason in baseball. Now, I would love it if baseball had an NHL-style offseason. Everything happens in an hour. I disappear for 3 months into a Guinness-fueled coma, and it's beautiful. No one has to see me. But in baseball, we do it slow. And this is going to play out slowly, guys. But the Blue Jays are this team that everyone's tagged to now. And it's going to stay that way because they're good and they have money. They have a ton of money. And they're attractive to players now. That's not just fluff from a front office saying it. Players are looking at this team and saying, man, if I can't get on the Dodgers, why not get on the Blue Jays, where everybody seems to love playing, where everyone gets paid, and where this whole country of people seem to be out of their minds about this baseball team. It's really attractive. Agents are saying it. Players are saying it. There used to be some fluff to that. Now it's real. I buy it. It's legitimate that people want to come to Toronto, not just when they pay them, but for baseball reasons. And that's a very good thing.
Well, we talked about Bichette and his market and where it could or could not be going. How does that logic apply to Kyle Tucker, who, is the belle of the ball? He's going to likely get the biggest deal, the most money, likely has the most suitors. What are you hearing on Tucker and the connection with the Blue Jays?
And he fits the Jays so well. Like, he's everything the Blue Jays do perfectly. If you took the Blue Jays offense and put it in a blender and made one player out of it, it's kind of Kyle Tucker at this point. His market might be a little bit like Bo's, just to a lesser extent. It's not going to fall apart or really change much. But unless you are Juan Soto or Shohei Ohtani, I find more often we get to this point of the offseason and say, oh, okay, maybe those 5 or 6 teams we thought would be interested, maybe it's 2 or 3 at this point. Maybe that list starts to shrink. Guys, we're even hearing the Yankees talking like a team that's not going to spend a ton of cash. They're acting not like little brother, but they're not acting like the big dog at all. The Blue Jays are. So that market, I don't think it's going to blow into this $460 million. I don't think it's going to do that. Maybe it's down around the 300, low 300 range more, I would expect from the outside. But, man, he fits everything the Blue Jays do. Again, it's just not a market they're going to chase, I don't think. If it's Soto or Ohtani, I mean, screw the money. You chase it. Those players don't come around all that often. Tucker's really damn good, but I don't think you chase the money and get uncomfortable. You wait a minute. You let it come to you, even though that's boring. It's not exciting. Let it come to you a little bit. And the Jays have to be interested. They are interested. He fits them perfectly. But, again, you want the money to be right because you're balancing that against maybe getting a mid-range guy and some relievers, which they still definitely need.
Right, with Keegan Matheson. And, I mean, that also, you have to believe that they're going to call you at the end and say, okay, we're making a decision now, right? Like, if you wait for the market to come to you, you got to hope that it actually does, which obviously Ross and Mark know the way the game works, and they'll check in, they'll do their due diligence. But I'm curious, like, let's say they get Tucker, and they sign him, and it's a good deal, long-term deal, and he's connected to this team for a long time, or will play for the Jays for a long time. What kind of ripple effect will that have on the current roster? In other words, is Santander definitely staying? Does Springer have a future after this upcoming season if he plays great again? Like, if you bring in Tucker and it's big money and you connect him with Vladdy for the next 8 to 10 years, does everyone stay? Does some people go? Do you trade someone to possibly acquire those arms you just talked about?
Yeah, that's the new core. There's only so many seats at the table, And let me hit really quick on what you mentioned, Hayes, that phone call the teams get. The Jays get that phone call now. That's part of being a team that's got money and respected agents. And that's why whenever anyone goes on about there's a team that's the leader for this free agent, no, they're not. That's almost never real, okay? There's not a leader. There's not a front runner. It all slowly builds, and then one day, boom, who's in, who's out? Let's do this quickly, okay? It's not a slow marathon race. You wait around, and then you run a sprint at the last minute. And if the Blue Jays were to land someone like Tucker, that, of course, would probably make this George Springer's last year. We'll see where that goes. Dalton Varsho is another one. But you can only have so many of those mega contracts on the books unless you're the Dodgers. So the Blue Jays would need to keep developing players, guys. They would need to keep finding success stories like Ernie Clement, like Addison Barger. The beauty of those stories, yeah, they're good at baseball. That helps out. But when you can find those guys who are doing it for $1 million, for $3 million, that saves you. That creates a championship roster right there. So adding a big name like Tucker, and this would even go for Bo Bichette, yeah, it starts to squeeze some guys. And Anthony Santander, guys, maybe he's a bounce-back, fantastic story next year. God, I've got to see it first. Man, last year was not good.
No kidding.
The health, I know, is a factor, but it just wasn't good, guys. And I didn't see a lot of signs that have me saying, holy crap, this is going to be great. If he was on a tear for 50 games and got hurt, sure, we're talking about that. Those 50 games were really bad. So he's got to pick it up. And if that contract does not work, part of having financial strength is the ability to eat some stuff over the years. The Jays are eventually going to have to get to that point on some fronts, kind of like they did with Yariel Rodriguez. If it's not working, you eat those few $1 million, and that's part of being a big dog in this league.
Well, and in Shane Bieber's case, they didn't have a choice. He had a player option. He picked it up. And I was taken aback a little bit by Ross and his approach to Bieber. All of a sudden, I guess there was some forearm stiffness at the end of the year or early into the offseason, and he's kind of still rehabbing. Like it's a continuation of the Tommy John comeback story, yet he's pitched in the majors. He's pitched in the World Series. Do we look back on it differently? Because there were a lot of people that looked at it through rose-colored glasses, right? Oh, he's here because of the vibes. He loved it. He would have played for $1 because he loves being a Blue Jay. Maybe that wasn't the case, and where do we stand on Bieber and the Jays this season?
Yeah, listen, the Jays have a great clubhouse. It's real, and I believe in it. But I think that they're often framed as the only team in baseball that are friends, and that's not always going to swing, guys. Money matters way more, fellas. Let me tell you, $1 million matters a lot. So with Bieber, I viewed that as surprising. Yeah, absolutely. But I always thought there was a little something more to it, something I wanted to find out or talk to Bieber about. But we did find out from Atkins this weekend that he was dealing with a little bit through that. Now, anyone coming back from Tommy John, when you ramp back up, you're going to feel it in your shoulder, in your forearm. Ideally, it's just that soreness. And the way I look at it now, guys, I'm not terribly worried right now. Bieber's not going to throw 200 innings next year. I think coming back from Tommy John, you're probably doing a workload limit anyways. Maybe it's 150 or 160, something like that. You're probably better off to be easy on him early in spring training and in April. If you need to be softer with him then you've got him for the end to crank it up. So in a perfect world, you're just a little easier with him out of the gates. It's not ideal, anything coming back from a surgery like that, but right at this point right now, it's not a red alert or anything for me just yet, but it adds a little color to that. It's Bieber loved his time here. He picked the Blue Jays because they give him a chance to cash in big. A year from now, again, comes to money. But, that's a definite factor, another wrinkle we kind of learned this week.
Okay. Well, we'll see what they've got the rest of the way. There's still a long offseason left, and there has been some news, and I think the New York Mets are the team to watch now. What are they going to do to respond to two star players leaving their team? Great stuff as always, Keegan. Appreciate you doing this, buddy. We'll do it again soon.
You got it, fellas. Take care. There
he is, Keegan Matheson, MLB.com, and, of course, TSN. Yeah, Mets Twitter is going apoplectic.
Yeah.
Like, they are going crazy because they love Pete Alonso. They love Edwin Diaz. And Diaz goes to the Dodgers. Alonso goes to the Orioles, which are not a team that spends a lot of money. Yeah. And the Mets, they had a down year last year.
I wonder if Soto was some kind of factor in all this where he just kind of causes some...
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, he might just be...
A lot of pressure on him.
Like waves?
A lot of pressure on him.
Like, causes waves, though? Like, what do you mean?
Who knows? He just seems like he might be a disruption. I don't know. Yeah. Notice how he gets there, and it's just kind of not good.
Yeah, there might be something to that. I think Alonso held a grudge, right? The year before, he wanted a deal.
Yes.
The Mets, they basically said, yeah, you want to be here, we'll take advantage of you. And he went out and had a great year with a player option. He opted out, and he's like, get me out of here. And I think, like, when you look at what happened with Bregman last year, who also opted out, Alonso, I think there's a very good chance that's going to be the case for Bo Bichette, that it's not going to be some 7 or 8 year deal. It could be, but it may turn into a 3 or 4 year deal with player options where he can opt out. And maybe the Jays call on that. Maybe they know that that's kind of the case, and later in the offseason they say, why not come back home? And if you have a great year, we'll pay you whatever it is, $25 million. I don't know what the average, annual rate will be. But opt out. Do what Pete Alonso did, and then go sign somewhere else. Give us one more dance. Like, that might happen. That may be the case with Bichette. And maybe it's the case, but it's not with the Jays. Some other team. Maybe the Mets. Who knows who it is. We'll give you a short-term deal, big money, and you can opt out if you have a great year. Like, that seems like it could happen. If it happened with Alonso, it happened with Bregman. Bichette, I think, needs to be at least expecting that as a possibility.
Yeah, that's fair.
Brady Tkachuk in 20 minutes. And we've got the Lou Brown Awards coming up. Best bet still to come as well. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and up on YouTube Live.
La Liga. Every game, all season on TSN Plus. Now, back to OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
I promised you guys and the viewers I would show you Tom Brady with the most embarrassing tee shot for one of the greatest athletes, the greatest football player of all time.
Yep.
And this guy stepped to the tee at Pebble Beach, and if there was sound on this, there was it went look at that.
The follow-through on the camera is so unnecessary.
Scotty was standing right there, Scotty Vale and Keegan Bradley, and they had to watch that guy hit a tee shot like that. And Scotty said it was so awkward, man.
Did he look at the club? Like, you know how people, they look at the club.
Broken
like, what's
stick.
wrong with the club? Yeah.
You fan on a shot. Can't be me. It's got to be the stick.
Imagine the amount of people watching Tom Brady hit that shot.
And what's crazy is if you play with guys who are sticklers, they're forcing you to walk up and hit that shot. Like,
that's exactly right. It's not like you're picking it up saying,
no.
Nothing to see here.
There's no like, hey, breakfast ball, or no, just don't worry about it, take it again, or hey, drop it up by me.
That's a pro-am, dude.
That's a pro-am. It's like, okay, I don't know, pull out a 7-iron and you're going to have to try to take the corner on here, or maybe pull a 3-wood out. I don't know, but you're playing that. You know how embarrassing that would be to get up there and have your caddy reset and say, well, what do you want to do here? Yeah. Like, we're 10 yards from the tee. What's
tough.
Your play?
But isn't there a gimme or some sort of a
money?
No, I don't think so. And he may be playing for money, and who knows, man. Like, that's the thing. You get cash involved. You play with buddies who are degenerates. They love seeing that type of action.
And he looked like $1 million. The outfit was on point. Everything. Like, he just was dialed in. It didn't look that good once the ball rolled away. That's
troubling. We've all been there. It's troubling. Those pro-ams, man, they can get the best of you because you're just not a professional.
Yes.
You know, if you're not a professional, it's just not. It's tough to do. It doesn't matter what you've been through.
Who is the best non-golfer? Like, who's the best athlete golfer? Is it Steph Curry?
Curry's really good.
I think. Remember the guy he was more my era. Oh, his name was Dan Quinn.
Yeah, Dan Quinn's a very good golfer. The best might be Michael Camilleri, to be honest with you. Like,
Cammy's that good?
Oh, Cammy's a stick, man.
Dude, he's basically a professional golfer.
Really?
Yeah. I would put Michael Camilleri up against anyone.
Yeah.
He's a very talented guy. Like,
I've never played with him. I've seen him on the range, and he can move a golf ball around like he can play.
Yeah.
There's a number of guys. Pavelski's really good, apparently.
Yes,
Joe Pavelski is a really good player. Tony Romo can play. I think he's a plus. I mean, there's probably a lot of guys, Noodles, that you just that are just plus handicaps and play all the time. But Ernie Clement's a stick too, apparently. Like, Ernie just loves playing hockey and golf, and he has to play baseball because he's a professional. But he loves to play hockey and golf, and then he plays ball. All right, Brady Tkachuk coming up into the next hour. We've got the Lou Brown Awards. Best bet still to come as well. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4.
This is OverDrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog on TSN 1050.
Hour 2 OverDrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Brian Hayes, the O-Dog, Jeff O'Neill, Jamie Noodles, McLennan. We got Brady Tkachuk coming up here in a few moments. That mood meter, the coach's mood meter in Canada right now, there's a lot of flip-flopping because...
God, it's almost a race for last right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who's the happiest.
Might be Ryan Huska.
They're playing better. Calgary's picking up wins.
Couple wins. I mean, Adam Foote has had. I mean,
not Adam Foote.
No, I was saying that these comments about Hughes. Like, I mean, he has to address it. Like, it's weird. Like, they're.
I told you that stuff goes into the locker room. It's like guys start saying, "Oh, is he gone yet? Like, you get traded?"
Yeah, like that's weird. Like that, you know, it's a real thing. Especially like I was trying to think about it. I was asked the other day, like, have you ever had it? I mean, you had. You know, Shanny asked for a trade, guys like that. I remember playing on the island, and Kirk Muller, you know, was like, I'm not doing this with the Islanders. We were, you know, Milbury's running the show. Is like Kirk Muller was just like, no, check please, type of thing. And he's such a classy, respectful guy. But think of now social media, like how everything, like the news is instantaneous, and then you get everybody weighing in on it. Back then, it was like, yeah, you read it in the paper type of thing, reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's now it's like front and center. And I can't, you know, I laid eyes last night on Jersey, and that Luke Hughes is a hell of a player too. Like
Good
that's
player.
A crazy thing. I was talking to Gord about it. I mean, if they go and get Quinn, that pushes Luke Hughes to what, the second power play? Like he's darn good player.
I guess like the crazy thing is if you're Vancouver, you'd probably want him in the trade.
No kidding.
You know, that's probably the guy. That's the cornerstone of the trade. You know, you're like, send the brother over this way, and that's obviously not going to happen. But I don't know. I think Adam Foote is obviously not feeling great about things in Vancouver. Might be Berube. Like it might be Craig Berube is now the happiest coach in Canada because the Leafs have won games. They're back in the race. Yet, you know, he's not happy about obviously Bobby McMahon getting suspended. And there's more injury news, and Dakota Mermis, who they put in the lineup. Now he's out for over a month after that knee-on-knee collision.
Yeah.
You know, Hildeby's going to play. I haven't heard anything on Joseph Wall. You presume he could be back as of Saturday night.
Been skating though?
There's no update on it. No update on it, Noodles. So, you know, the Hildeby story, you just play him every game? Do you have to give him a breather at some point?
No.
You got to give him a breather because you've seen what happened twice now.
Well, I know, but like right now, if he's the only guy that can play, then you got to run him. The one thing, and I've been advocating for it, and I think it's probably here now, teams need 3 goalies. Like, you should be carrying 3. Like, you actually need 3 NHL goaltenders on your roster now. You think it's going to get better next year with 84 games and no training camp? I really think that something has to change there. Because I was thinking about it, we had, you know, the debate about Hildeby. Do you give him the net until further notice, all of that? And I felt like I came off negative about this guy, where I was more like Joseph Wall and Stolarz are great goaltenders. They're just not available to you. So really, in the end, it's like who's healthy, who's playing best, that's your net type of thing.
Also,
Jamie,
waivers.
That was my only point about this Hildeby character.
It was a good point, yeah.
It was like, if you keep playing well and you want to keep pushing it, the other 2 guys, you can come back and wait, and you can flip a coin to see which guy goes on the bench and which guy sits and watches, because we're not taking you out of the net. I think he's earned it. Everybody says it's a result-oriented business. He gave up 1 goal. He had a shutout, and so he's going to play the next one. And if you play well again, you're going to get the next one. That's how I would treat that.
Well, and Joseph Wall skated before practice today. Wall lost the net due to injury, which has been his issue throughout his career, but he played very well. Stolarz is much more complicated because he was playing so poorly. So his numbers have been awful. He wasn't playing well. Now he's been out. Like, it's been more than a month. That Boston game was over a month ago. And
well,
again,
was it November 11th? It's a month tomorrow, isn't it?
I guess it was a Tuesday. I guess it was more than 4 weeks, but it was a Tuesday night game because I remember they played Saturday, Sunday, Carolina, Tuesday against Boston. He left the game, and they don't even get asked about him anymore. Like, there's once a week, it's like, hey, any update on Stolarz? No, hasn't skated, nothing going on. So Hildeby's got an opportunity. It's like what we talked about in Montreal, where it's not based on injury, it's based on performance. But this Fowler kid's up. He's going to play, and the door is wide open. This is not like a Winnipeg situation or a Tampa situation. When the big guy comes back, it's like it doesn't matter what you do. Hellebuck's playing. Vasilevsky's playing. Wall, Stolarz, Montembeault, Dobish are not Vezina candidate goaltenders. Like, if you play well, please take it. I think teams are just begging for it. And it's the same thing in Edmonton. Like, they don't have a third-string guy that they would call up right now. But if there was a kid that they called up and he played and played well, go ahead, play.
Well, I think that's what they're looking at with that Ingram, get him back playing and all that type of stuff. Thing is, though, you don't lose your spot if you're Brady Tkachuk. You come back, you step right
and
in.
You start playing, which is exactly what happened in St. Louis last week. And I mean, he's back. He looks good. And, Ottawa coming off a loss last night. You were in town for that, and you said it, Noodles, off to Columbus now, and the Olympic Games right around the corner. And
he's in commercials, doing
a new
podcast.
They got commercials. Media superstar. Here he is. The captain of the Ottawa Senators. There he is, Brady Tkachuk. How you doing, Brady?
Doing great, thanks. How you guys doing?
We're doing very well. Do you find people ask you more these days about playing hockey or being a podcast host?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of remarks about the podcast and people enjoying it. So, there's not been much hockey talk or positive hockey talk since we've been back. So, no, it's been good. Find a way, and just happy to get back in the lineup. It was a long 20 games, and I just love going to battle with the boys.
Yeah, before we get to you getting back off the injury, how did the podcast come about? Obviously Matthew is a big personality. He's won 2 cups in a row. I believe you guys have a relationship with the Kelsey brothers. I saw you on the podcast. Is that kind of how it came about, or what happened?
Yeah, honestly, a lot of things just kind of started, spiraling and into effect after Four Nations, and kind of after that realized that there's going to be some opportunity, maybe to do something like this, and it kind of started around playoffs, and obviously we just wanted to focus on playing playoffs and kind of figure out in the summer, and then kind of Wave came about, and it's been a great experience. They've made life so easy. We're very blessed to be working with them, and it's just been an awesome experience so far.
Yeah, the podcast called Wingmen with Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. So, in terms of that Four Nations, like, we've been talking a lot about the Olympic Games, and you guys, you set the tone at the Bell Center. Those 3 fights in 9 seconds will go down in history. No one's ever going to forget about it. And it was some of the hits you threw were just crazy NHL-style hits, but we've talked a lot about how different the Olympic Games is going to be. The IIHF, very different rules. There will not be fighting. You throw a massive hit, there's a chance the ref instinctively says 5 in a game because they just don't know how to react to it sometimes. So I'm curious how you, in particular, but your whole team, your brother, et cetera, how do you bottle the energy of the Four Nations but apply it to Olympic-style hockey?
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of hit the point. It's going to be a lot different than, Four Nations, just with, of course, there's going to be no fighting. So I know people were excited about that. And but yeah, no, I think it's, it's going to be different. Like you said, different refereeing, a little bit of different rules. But I think what I like about, our team is that kind of the versatility. Whatever group gets, made up is I know how special it was, last year, and I think losing that might be the best thing, for us moving forward is to kind of have that taste, be one shot away, and now have an opportunity to win gold in February is something that has been everybody's dream since they were kids. So I'm really looking forward to getting all the guys back together and competing to be the best in the world.
Brady, in that commercial you guys did with John Hamm, did someone give you guys the script, or did you guys give someone else the script? Did you guys make up the script yourselves? How did that break down?
Yeah, that was actually a pretty cool experience. John Hamm wasn't there when we were filming it, but the 5 guys there, we basically all had the same lines, and it was pretty tough to not laugh at some of that during the shooting, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, just to be on a platform like that. I think somebody at USA Hockey said that they've never had, I guess, exposure this early going into an Olympics, on a big network like that. So you can feel that a lot of people are excited about it, and building off that 4 nations. That for us, it's an opportunity to grow the game even more than it is now, and I think that's what excites everybody.
How did Eichel get the Canadian Tears line?
Yeah, well, that was a tricky situation because 3 out of the 5 guys are Canadian captains, so we knew us 3 weren't going to be doing that because we didn't want to be in the doghouse. So he took it like a champ and took over on that and definitely saved face for the 3 of us.
Yeah, we figured that had to play into it because I don't think Austin would do it. Obviously, you're not going to, and Quinn's not. Quinn Hughes got enough on his plate in Vancouver. He doesn't need to add to it. I mean, that's for sure. But yeah, there's been a lot of chatter about the smaller ice, and I know you and Matthew were talking about it on your podcast. You think it's a little bit overblown, or it's not going to affect you much? The fact that the rink is not even NHL size.
Honestly, I don't think guys really ever think about that. I definitely do think it's blown way out of proportion. It's I think like kind of what we said on the podcast. I think any condition that they have for us, guys are chomping at the bit to go play. It's been too long since we've had NHL guys at the Olympics, and to have that opportunity back, that we don't want to waste it, and we just want to go over there, compete, and like we said in the pod, it's the smaller ice surface might be more beneficial for Matthew and I, not as much skating up and down the sheet. So when we saw the news, I think we're one of few to be very happy about that.
Brady, what about the cost? I know it's everybody, you guys all wanted to play in the Olympics and be a part of it. It's been too long, but what about the price to pay? Like, the schedule seems like it's stupid. It's condensed. There's so many games. Every coach, every player saying there's no time to practice. I know you've been out a while, but haven't the guys said it's ridiculous?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys just are, it's the dog days right now, and I think it's even more of an extreme just because we've had so much time. And I know I'm one of the few that I feel like this year's just get started with all the time that I missed. But the schedule has been crazy. But I think with that, it's every team's dealing with it. I don't think there's no disadvantage from one team to another. And I think this is kind of that one year where it's going to be crazy. And then with the new schedule starting next year, I think obviously it's going to be more relaxed and more time in between. But I don't know. I think it's a small sacrifice for something really important that guys, believed in, and something that guys really, really were passionate about as having that opportunity to be in the Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, like I was talking, the sacrifice that you have. I mean, the condensed schedule right now. How hard has it been just on everybody? The lack of practice time, travel, all of that type of stuff. I know you missed some games, so you're chomping to get back at it. But have you noticed a difference in the league, just with whether it's the quality of the games or how tired teams can be, just based on how much you guys are playing in such a short amount of time?
I think the big thing for me that stands out is just the mental fatigue of, I feel like there's definitely a lot more like 5 and 7s, 3 and 4s that, usually you get a couple times throughout the year, but just way more this year. And to your point, there's just not a lot of practice time to maybe fix some kinks in your own game or if you're in a rut to kind of work your way out of it through practice and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a lot of pregame skating and just getting prepared. I feel like every team's mindset is making sure you're ready physically and mentally for the game, because there's really no time to I guess, figure out the kinks where just got to be mentally strong and mature and find a way to address those during games.
With Brady Tkachuk, so you had your first playoff experience last year, and it turned out to be the Battle of Ontario for the first time in 20 years. Obviously, you were waiting your whole life. You mentioned it moments ago. You always dreamt of playing at the Olympic Games. Obviously, you always dreamt of playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now that you're through it and the dust is settled, what was the experience like? Did it meet what whatever your expectations were, and how hungry are you guys now that you've had a taste of it to make sure you do it again?
That was definitely one of the most special moments of I guess satisfaction of getting there, and to your point, I think the hunger is not just getting there anymore. It's about being a force when we get there and competing to be at our best come that time. And I think it was just so special for all the guys that I've never experienced playoff hockey, but it was special for the city of Ottawa as well. And I think it's what's awesome this year is tying in with all the schedules, how close it is in the especially the Atlantic, but the Eastern Conference right now, that I almost feel like you're playing playoff hockey right now. So that's something that right now we're in a little bit of a tough stretch that every team goes through, but I think that's what's going to really help us when we get through this, that going to help us kind of get back to that playoff shape, and because kind of playing playoff hockey right now.
Well, we love James Duthie. Duthie's obviously a teammate of ours. He's got his book out, and his chapter on you and the prank you pulled on Claude Giroux, I would say it's probably got more life than any other chapter. There's a lot of great chapters in there. Oh, you got a chapter, Noodles. You have a chapter in there. And I know you addressed it on your podcast, like the fact, and those that aren't aware of it, I think you thought he had done something to you, and then you cut his sticks for a practice. He didn't use them. It turns out he started using them in a game. They both broke like back-to-back shifts, and he was going nuts, and you tried to get rid of the stick, and you got your trainer over there, and he miraculously got the third one out before he used it. But I think Giroux was speaking about it previously. Like, have you addressed it with him? I know now that it's gone public, obviously he knows what happened, but like how often recently, now that it's a big public story, have you and Giroux yourselves talked about that prank that almost cost you actually in an NHL game?
Yeah, it's ever since the book came out, it's definitely been brought up more, and we laugh about it. It's he finds it funny, and of course at the time that was not funny, and knowing that's I think it was the perfect prank on the perfect guy, but I couldn't believe I forgot about it. So we laughed about it, and we were actually just reliving it the other day and talking little details that we almost kind of forgot. Is like, no way I said that to the ref that somebody tampered my sticks. I'm like, you for sure were screaming at the ref to bring him over. So we were laughing about it, and I'm waiting for that payback. Now that it's come back to light, we went a couple years without talking about it. I know something's coming. So
oh, he's gonna take your car and do something with your car or something, man. He's gonna when that gets public, he's got something up his sleeve that's gonna be big time, and you know that it's coming.
Oh, I know it's coming. I've thought, but I know he wants to do something with my car, and I've just always make sure I have my keys are around. Oh, yeah. So I don't leave them in the car. I don't want to walk 20 minutes in the cold and the snow to go find my car. So hopefully it's something else.
Yeah, be careful with that. And he's an intense guy. I mean, he obviously, you play with him, Noodles, you watch him. He's a fun guy to watch play. And it was funny last night. Was it Drake Bathurst, Noodles, that was asking for your help last night?
Well, I mean, he kicked it in, or it went off his skate and went in off Markstrom into the net. And, I'm right between the benches, so the monitor's right there. So Drake comes over, he's watching as I'm talking, and Gord goes, tell him that you don't have a vote. So I'm like, I don't have a vote, man. Like, if you want to go ahead, but it's the league that's calling it. So it was an unfortunate, because you could tell what he was trying to do. I think he put his skate up.
I just don't understand, Jamie, how that's not like, what is the danger there? Like, what? I don't get it. Like, what? Why do you not want that to be a goal? Anything in front of the net? Like, it's just stupid. Yeah. I guess the idea of kicking somebody, you don't want anyone getting cut with a skate if it's in front, but you want more goals. How is that play? It just should be allowed. And it's not just a homer comment because Brady's on. You wonder why it's disallowed. It's a skill play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously, Brady, I'm sure we know where you stand on that play last night, but how often do you lean on Noodles for advice during the game?
None.
I always love pop my head over. I had a front row seat to their conversation last night. So, yeah, honestly, I thought for that whole time it was going to be a goal. I didn't even think it was much of a kicking motion, but I mean, it takes some serious skill. It's he's a good sewer player, so I know he was trying to kick it behind the net, and when you get the puck luck, sometimes it goes in. But he's a phenomenal player. He's so skilled, and I was definitely surprised that one didn't count.
Well, I mean, you're a guy that lives around the net. Markstrom was not happy with you guys last night, and I'm curious, how a guy like you, the way you're wired, how you react to that, because he was pretty animated. Noodles, you were there, obviously. Yeah. I mean, he was pretty heated with the traffic and all that kind of stuff. And I think after he had made his case, like a shift or two later, you came blowing into the crease. And like, how do you react when you see, okay, a goalie is flustered? Do you take the gas off? Do you put the gas on? How does that affect your mentality?
Yeah, there's stuff. I mean, I understand his side of things. Like he got bumped a couple times, and if I was a goalie, I'd be losing it too. So and then a couple of shifts later, it come roaring in, and I wouldn't say I made too much contact, but I ended up getting a penalty for it. But I mean, you got to respect the battle. It's once he took a couple bumps, it's he stood on his head too, made some huge saves after, and I think he's always been an emotional goalie, a great goalie for a very long time, and had his number on us last night. So for us, as I think players, you want to make life as tough as possible on the goalies. I wouldn't say definitely not make contact on purpose, but standing on top of the crease and banging in rebounds and creating offense in that front. And I think it's what makes hockey so special is the battles in the game and the competitive edge, the fire, and how bad not just the players on the ice but goalies want to win as well.
Brady, how often are you guys focused on the standings and stuff? I mean, we talk about it daily here in the media, and obviously, fan bases just focus on all of that. I mean, you guys are in the fight. Is it something that is on the whiteboard? Is it conversations at pregame? Or are you just worried about, hey, we got 2 points tonight, and we just got to worry about that?
I mean, it's I'd be lying to say you don't check the standings every day. I think it's crazy right now that win 3 games, you're top of the Atlantic. You lose 3 games, and you're bottom 3 in the conference. So I think that's what's going to make this season so much fun is the battle. That it's going to be all year, right to the very end, and of course you can't let that affect you with the fluctuation of being up, being down, and just got to go about your business and really just take care of your own business. You just got to take care of, every single night, trying to get the 2 points. And if not, you regroup, reset, and get ready to go for the next one.
The podcast is Wingmen with Matthew and Brady Tkachuk. It's a Wave original with new episodes releasing every Wednesday on YouTube and everywhere podcasts are heard. How's your brother doing? It looks like he's getting close, right? How's he doing these days?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's back on the ice, and I don't know if what exactly his schedule, but send some videos to our family group chat, and looks good. He's working super hard, and I know he's ready to get back. He's sick and tired of watching and working as hard as he can to get back. I don't know if he's got a set date of when he's returning. He's kind of just taking it as it comes, but knowing him, and I know he's going to try to come back as the quickest day possible. So I know from experience, not fun watching. I know he can really help that team, and I know he's just excited to get back and get practicing with the boys here hopefully soon and get back on the ice.
Absolutely. Well, you guys back at it tomorrow night, and Noodles will be there helping out, right, Noodles? You'll be there if anyone needs any advice. Noodles is right there between the benches. Right so good luck tomorrow and the rest of the way. Really appreciate you doing this. Thank you, Brady.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
You got it. Brady Tkachuk, captain of the Ottawa Senators and a big part of Team USA at the Olympic Games.
You should have seen he got a penalty last night for that contact on the goalie. If we have it, we should go back and look at it like after the break or whatever. He hits his head on the post.
I know. I thought he hurt his neck.
Yeah,
it
he
looks like he
flying.
wrapped his neck right around the post.
Mm-hmm.
And the trainer went over at the TV timeout, and he came out of the penalty box and goes, "I'm all right." I could see him mouth the words "I'm all right." I was like, "Oh my God!" I'd still be laying there.
Yeah.
24 hours later, he's so big and tough.
Yeah, Markstrom was going nuts last night.
Oh yeah.
He was having flashbacks. And he was his stick was moving.
He was wild, man.
Yeah.
He was that second period. It was all Markstrom. He was the storyline. But the thing about it is he was making saves too. The third period, he was unbelievable. He stopped the last 24 shots he faced. Ottawa really poured it on. He made some big, big saves. I had a good chat with him before the game. We have a mutual friend and stuff, and it's been an up and down season for him there. Same thing. They'd lost 5
Jersey
in a row.
in and out, man. Yeah, in and out.
Crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
like Brady said, now Ottawa's lost 3 in a row. They're second last in the East now.
Yeah.
It happens that quickly. There's currently 5 teams from the Metro, 3 teams from the Atlantic. Again, it's early. There it is.
Yeah, that hit on the replay, it is insane.
Oh, man.
But he gets up, it's fine.
Yeah.
We had an angle of it. I was like, I don't think your neck's supposed to wrap around the post like that. It was
I don't think you can keep him
outrageous.
off the ice right now.
No,
you just don't see it happening.
Agreed.
All right, the Lou Brown Awards coming up. If you missed it years ago, we'll reshuffle and we'll reset. And best bet still to come as well. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and on YouTube Live.
Special Agent Will Trent.
GBI!
To Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
Let me think it over, will you, Charlie? I got a guy on the other line about some white walls. I'll talk to you later.
The Lou Brown Awards.
Every time I see you hit one in the air, you owe me 20 push-ups. I'd like to hang around and see if we can give them all a nice big burger to eat.
All right, the Lou Brown Awards. Very exciting stuff. Brought to you by the College of Sports Media, turning your passion into your profession for 18 years. Practical training with instruction from industry pros. Book a tour at collegeofsportsmedia.com. I love this. Now, the Lou Brown Awards obviously was based on the Lou Marsh Awards, which are now called the Northern Star Award, because we were never included in anything, which we still aren't. Right? No one ever calls us and goes, how about you guys have a vote?
Let's be honest.
On something.
Like, me and Noodles are not doing it. Okay? But the fact that you haven't been invited to those.
Yeah.
I'm not in the in crowd. I'm not a part of the in crowd. Yeah. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah,
so
I got invited a couple of years. Somebody sent me a message. A prominent hockey media personality said, would you like to be involved in the major awards voting? I said, absolutely. Never heard from the guy again.
Yeah, just checking in.
Yeah.
Checking in, but not going to continue with that.
I do the voting every year.
No, I know everyone else
but you're
me.
a big shooter. Exactly.
Else. No, I'm
you're
not
a big shooter.
I'm a color guy. I think I get him, thrown in there.
And that makes sense. You're up close and personal. But that's why we said screw it. We're building. We love Lou Brown, right? The manager of the Tribe. Obviously, when for the movie The Major League and Major League 2 and 3 and all that kind of good stuff. So let's come up with our own awards. All right. So here we go. Let's start with the Jake Taylor category.
I need a catcher, Jake. Somebody who can lead this team on the field. So I want the absolute truth here. Are you 100%?
Yeah, would I bull you about something like that?
You better. You want to make this team.
All right, so the Jake Taylor category, of course, is a grizzled veteran who got the job done this season.
I'm going to say the ultimate veteran who walked out, did not perform a lot, but looked like a caveman. You saw his dad bod, and that's Clayton Kershaw.
Ooh, good one.
Yeah.
The Jake Taylor Award. This guy had a body that looked exactly like Jake Taylor's.
Yeah.
With the just caveman beard. It looked like he hadn't shaved in 4 years. He's 46 years old, and he went out there and he won a World Series.
That's
not
a great call.
Not many appearances.
No,
but that's my Jake Taylor Award.
He pitched in that 18th inning crazy Game 3.
Yes,
right? Kershaw came in for that. He did make an appearance.
Got a big strikeout, too, against somebody.
Yeah, he did. Kershaw, he got the job done, which is exactly what Jake Taylor did. All right, Noodles, who do you have for the Jake Taylor category?
Well, I don't know. You guys can shoot it down or not. I think I went with Ernie Clement because you're kind of a journeyman, and then
this can't be right. Ernie's like 26.
It's 29 years old.
Okay, all right, I like that. Okay,
that's why I
29 years old.
Grizzled veteran. All right, go with Ernie.
But the
I like
guy wasn't an everyday guy. That was my thing. And then he had like an epic run.
Mm-hmm.
He had an epic run.
Great
in the playoffs. Like
unbelievable playoffs.
And this was a guy who wasn't an everyday Major League Baseballer. That's why I went with it. That's grizzled vet. I get it, but it's more about
Noodles,
the story.
This is
journey.
To each individual. It's how you perceive it yourself.
Your own interpretation.
Go with my interpretation. Even though apparently it ruffles other people's feathers, it's your own interpretation.
Go with Jacob Fowler. Hey, Jacob Fowler is my Jake Taylor.
No,
I got you.
Clement's 29.
The
guy's been a minor leaguer for years. That's why I went with him.
All right, I like it.
Right.
No comment.
Okay.
I'm going with Brad Marchand. Brad Marchand. This is a guy who was so injured. He was fourth liner at the Four Nations. He was there because he was a part of the original six that got announced. It feels like the old Charlie Donovan, the GM of the Indians in the movie, probably called up the Bruins and said, will he come to Florida? And he's like, I guess. Guy was unbelievable in the playoffs. Unbelievable. Grizzled veteran. I think there was a ton of options for this category, but I went with Brad Marchand. That's my Jake Taylor.
That's a good one, man.
That's a good
my
one.
Jake
Very
Taylor.
good one, yeah.
All right. Let's get to the Ricky Vaughn category.
All right, Vaughn, they tell us you're a pitcher. You're sure not much of a dresser. We wear caps and sleeves at this level, son. Get about the curveball, Ricky. Give him a heater.
All right, so this category is an athlete that maybe went from prison to the penthouse, literally like Ricky Vaughn, right? Someone that has arrived as a star, a superstar. Prison's a bit rich, like not literally, but in terms of out of nowhere and became a superstar.
Guys, I went outside the box on this one, and there's a lot of recency bias. But Phillip Rivers went from changing his grandson's diaper in the doghouse to being in the NFL. That to me is the Ricky Vaughn. That's
Prison
my Ricky
to
Vaughn
penthouse is, you're talking like the nursery back to the penthouse for Phillip Rivers.
I'm talking this guy was changing diapers, and he's like, oh, my God, I wish I was back in the NFL. And all of a sudden, you know what? He is.
And
I know that's
play.
outside the box, and you might not see it. I think Phillip Rivers.
Way outside the box.
No, it isn't, man.
Okay. All right.
Well,
all right.
Mine might be outside the box then, too.
I am terrified where this is going.
No,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I justified it. Did I not go with Sam Bennett? Did I feel like I did? Was that the Ricky Vaughn one?
Okay. I don't know. It's your list.
I did.
You guys...
I went with Sam Bennett. Here's why.
Okay.
This guy has never been a 50-point player. All of a sudden, he wins the Conn Smythe in the playoffs.
Yes.
Brilliant. And to the point, especially in this market, if he was available, you know that he would have gotten an offer from the Toronto Maple Leafs of how well he played. There was 31 other teams that would have lined up for him. And keep in mind what he was to what he is now. Perceived. That's a playoff performer.
Yeah, he's got a Ricky Vaughn kind of attitude and vibe about him, too, right?
Like an attitude. I love it.
For sure. Okay, I went with Drake May in my Ricky Vaughn category because,
that to me is
I hear
way
you. He's not out of nowhere.
Box.
You're right. It's probably, I don't know if it's Phillip Rivers territory, but it is not necessarily where Noodles went. I think Noodles hit the nail on the head on this one. Point being is this guy is a star now, right? In the year 2025, Drake May went from project, what's he going to be, what's it going to look like? Not that he was an unknown, obviously. I mean, the guy was a top 3 pick in the NFL draft, but he has arrived. He's number 2 on FanDuel in terms of MVP odds. This guy, he's going to win the AFC East. They might be pursuing a Super Bowl this year. Star of the show, Drake May. All right, Drake May. All right, let's get to the Willie Mays category. Willie Mays Hayes.
You may run like Mays, but you hit like shit. Nice catch, Hayes. Don't ever do it again.
I mean, ultimately, the whole thing should just be playing Lou Brown clips.
It should be.
And we just react to them. All right, the most electric player in sports. Most electric player in sports. Willie
I
Mays
think I
Hayes.
went with one that if you combined all the sports, this guy's got to be in the top 3 of all the major categories. It's Josh Allen.
Love it.
Like the most electric player. He's one of the, like you talk about him all the time, Hayes. He just goes into Superman mode, and he can throw it, he can run it, he can run people over. He's, I don't know, he's just got that it factor, man. He gets the crowd fired up and buff. He's electric.
I love it. I'll make it quick because I got Josh Allen, too. This is probably the only crossover. I'm going with Josh Allen as well, man. He's the most electric player in sports for me. He is. I've said this before. More so than McDavid, McKinnon, Lamar, Mahomes. I can't get enough of watching Josh Allen play. Willie Mays Hayes. Go ahead, Noodles.
Wow. Well, I'm going with SGA.
Yes.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Love that.
This guy is unbelievable. And to me, that's what electric is. And the guard has changed at the NBA, right? It's not Steph, it's not LeBron and that. It's the young guys that have pushed through, and a good Canadian boy.
Absolutely, man. And he loves being from Hamilton and being Canadian. Like, he loves it. Not that every Canadian doesn't, but, like, he can't wait to come home. I love Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and he is the man right now in Oklahoma City. Yeah. All right, let's move on here. The Lou Brown Awards continuing, back and better than ever. Everyone's so excited. The Roger Dorn category.
Come on, Dorn, get in front of the damn ball. Don't give me this Olay bull.
All right, the Roger Dorn category, the player that drove you crazy this year.
Once again,
that drove you crazy.
I thought of outside the box on this one. And this guy drove me nuts. It was Yamamoto, the pitcher for the Dodgers, because you couldn't hit him.
Good one.
He honestly drove me nuts because you knew it. Like when he just kept nodding his head to his interpreter saying, "I'm going back out there in Toronto." I'm like, They're screwed, man. You can't hit this guy. You cannot hit that guy, and he drove me nuts watching him.
That's a great one.
It's a compliment because he was so good.
Yep, and as a Blue Jay fan and rooting for the Jays, like there's no one more frustrating than that guy. Game 2, 6, and 7. He recorded 3 wins in the World Series.
Dude, drove
all
me
of
nuts.
them at the Dome. All 3 at the Dome. What he did in Game 7 will go down in history. All right, Yamamoto, I like it. Yoshi Yamamoto. Beautiful. Noodles, who do you have? Roger Dorn category.
Elias Pettersson.
Yeah, he is Roger Dorn.
He has been a guy that...
He's Dorn as a hockey player.
You know what it is, though? The expectations. We've been loving this guy for so long and expecting, and then the trade last year of JT Miller moving out, and I expected a massive bounce back from him this year. And it just, in Vancouver, it hasn't gone. I mean, he's had a better start, but not... This is a guy that drives you nuts because a couple of years ago, he's almost a $12 million player. A couple of years ago, he was a 100-point player and a rock star.
I keep repeating it, Jamie. I thought he was going to battle for Hart trophies. I loved the way he played so much. I thought he had like kind of Gretzky-type movements, the way he skated, slouched over, and he was so good with the puck. He could shoot it. He could score. I was in love with his talent, and that drop-off I find to be incredible.
Yeah,
it's an
staggering.
incredible drop-off, man. It's staggering.
It's staggering, man.
Word.
And like, there's this. He's a polarizing player because Canuck fans are, they love him. They're connected to him. The underlying numbers and all that. Fact is, he gets pushed off pucks. The points aren't there, and they're losing all the time. And he's got to be a leader. He's got to take some responsibility for that.
Yeah.
All right, Roger Dorn category. I have Bryson DeChambeau. I have Bryson. I can't get with it with Bryson.
You're not into the new YouTube stuff?
No, there's a part of me that appreciates some of the forced humility, the connection with the fans to an extent. You look at him in the Ryder Cup, though. All about him, all about what he's doing individually.
Yeah.
The team stuff, he'd storm off. He'd fist pump when he hit a putt. If his teammate did something, he'd be on the next tee.
He was into his own business,
Totally into his own business. And then you look at the Masters. Oh, Rory didn't talk to me. You're playing the Sunday round at Augusta.
Yeah,
it's the biggest round of your life.
He would have given Rory the worse cold shoulder than what was given to him.
Exactly. If it was the other way around, if he had a 2 or 3 shot lead, and Rory was trying to, get involved with him, absolutely. So, Bryce, and he's at Live, and I'll admit, it just bothers me. It's been 5 years. Live. See this report that Brooks Koepka may not even play on Live this year. And if he doesn't, no one knows what's going to happen with Koepka because I don't know if the PGA will accept him or not.
I bet you they'll welcome him back with open arms.
I would. Yeah. I mean, you might make him pay some sort of penalty or something, but that's a big, big name. You get Koepka back into the rotation, that's pretty significant. All right, the final category, the Lou Brown Awards, is the Charlie Donovan category.
Let me think it over, will you, Charlie? I got a guy on the other line about some white walls. I'll talk to you later.
All right, so Charlie was the GM, and we're looking for the Executive of the Year. Executive of the Year in 2025 in pro
Guys,
sports.
I'm going double, and it's not about championships. It's Mike Greer and Kyle Davidson from the Chicago Blackhawks.
Wow.
We were wondering for a couple of years, there's a couple disasters on our hands here, or on their hands, and how are they going to dig out of it? And it's not just having the pick where you get a Celebrini or you get a Connor Bedard. There's been nice signings and adding around those guys to bring in different people, and those organizations are on the rise. So good for Mike Greer and good for Kyle Davidson.
Absolutely. San Jose, Chicago. Okay, I like it. They're moving in the right direction, both
That's
teams.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. This
guy.
is outside the box thinking here for these awards.
It is.
Very well read, very deep. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Noodles, where are you at?
I went closer to home, Ross Atkins. I mean...
Wow. Yeah, I can't argue that.
Hard to argue with what he was able to do, and he did think outside the box, and it almost like everybody he brought in had career years, or he was able to, even Bieber, guys like that. It was unbelievable moves. This guy was an absolute rock star of an executive, and we got to give him love.
He deserves flowers, Ross and Mark. I mean, you think about what a year does for you. Now it's like trust the process. They'll figure it out. They'll get their guy. Don't worry. Everything's going to be all good. Okay, Pete Alonso in Baltimore, who cares? Ross and Mark will figure it out. This time last year, it was the complete opposite. right? Like they were the complete opposite. And that's what obviously winning will do for you, and the connection that fans have had with this team and the run that they went on. Yeah, Atkins had a great season. I'm going with Sam Presti, the GM in Oklahoma City. I mean, this guy, what he has built there, what he did to other organizations, the Clippers most pointedly, it's just absurd. Like,
don't they still have
a million picks? A million picks. He's got like 3 in the first round this year and 2 next year. It's crazy. They got pick swaps. Like they have 3 or 4 more years of owning every draft that they want to. And he's locked in their guys. He's got
Imagine
an unbelievable
how good
core.
they could be, like the run they can go on, flipping those picks into like a premier talent at the deadline to just start crushing teams.
Well, the question will be if they got the courage to move off the guys who are in your core right now.
I wouldn't, man. Not right now.
No, I hear you, but you know what I'm saying? Like the 27-year-old, it's like, okay, you know, I'm gonna pounce. Well, he's still got stock that's that high. And I got picks coming, and I'm just going to relent. Like, Shea's not going anywhere, clearly.
Yeah.
Like, Gilgeous Alexander's not going anywhere. Holmgren maybe not going anywhere. But is there, I don't know, who's your third guy? And do you move off that guy and bring in picks and allow for the next wave to just follow suit? He's got every option in front of him. What Sam Presti's done in Oklahoma City is incredible. All right, there you go, the Lou Brown Awards. I don't know. Maybe we haven't done them in a long time. Like, last time we did the Lou Brown Awards, I think Phillip Rivers might have still been playing football.
There you
Dude,
go.
it was a great. Phillip Rivers was the selection of that whole segment.
Yeah, that was.
So?
I didn't see Phillip Rivers coming in as
Phillip
Ricky
Rivers
Vaughn.
was changing diapers in jail, and now he's an NFL player. Think about that.
He's a grandfather, Phillip Rivers.
No kidding.
Yes.
A 44-year-old grandfather. I know someone else like that, and so do you, Hayes.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Grandpa Tux.
Times 2. Congrats to the Tucker family. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Second granddaughter in the family. And
Love it.
I love it. Yeah, I saw Tux online. Someone's got a Darcy Tucker ornament, like some tree ornament, but he's in his golf gear. It's not hockey gear. So,
were you at his house and saw that on his tree?
No,
Yeah,
I saw him post something
Best
posted
buddies.
online.
Probably were.
No,
Best
I did not see
Yeah.
it at his house. I saw something posted online. But it's interesting. Not the hockey player. He's a full-time golfer now.
Yeah.
But, all right, there you go. All right. Yeah, and a lot of people pointing out, and I was leaning towards this. I was trying to kind of push for this, that Max Scherzer, how is he not one of the Jake Taylors? You know, Jake Taylor vote didn't happen. But next year, maybe next year for Max and everyone else. All right, there you go. We'll come back with our best bets. Powered by FanDuel. OverDrive continues. TSN 1050 and up on TSN 4.
The Amazing Race, season finale, tonight at 9:30, 7 Mountain on CTV.
Now, back to Overdrive with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog.
All right, Best Bets powered by FanDuel. Make your picks and assemble a same-game parlay in seconds on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Blackhawks, money line, they're getting plus money tonight. Rangers have been a lot better recently. Lot better. But I'm getting plus money. Chicago at home. I'll take Blackhawks. Bedard, anytime goal scorer. Bedard, 3+ shots tonight. Paying plus 360. Best Bets powered by FanDuel. Every NHL game available on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Please play responsibly, 18+. Physically located in Ontario. All right, so we got Leaf Sharks tomorrow. Celebrini in town. Big Thursday nighter, too. And got big games in the NFL this week, man. Big games in the NFL.
Yeah.
And
that's
Raptors
getting down to the wire,
out.
man. In the NFL, you either get it done now or you're in big trouble, man.
Yep,
exactly.
This is when it happens.
Big weekend.
How you play in December, it's make or break, right? Like this is where the big boys separate. Good for you. You played well in September and October. Awesome. What do you have for me now?
Al, you know what they say? Now you bro, because now we bro. It's over, man.
Now we bro. All right, so we've got Leafs and NFL action tomorrow, and Raptors licking their wounds. They got pumped by New York last night.
4 in a row.
It's not good. Like, they got injuries and quickly didn't play, and Pirtle's a mess. It's not good. They're coming back to reality pretty quickly. They got to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll see if the Jays do anything. We're waiting, right? Any day now. Anything could
waiting.
happen. Absolutely. All right, thanks to everyone behind the scenes for helping out. We appreciate it. Everyone for tuning in today. TV, radio, podcast, web, up on YouTube Live, on TSN's YouTube channel. We're out of here. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy the games tonight. We're back tomorrow at
4 p.m.
We'll chat then.